I'm just going to put this up on the screen again for anyone who didn't see it, right? I know Sam Gregory weren't here. I put this on the screen. This was my interaction with Tom MacDonald back when I thought it was his first song, but it was his first racist song. So his first song that was kind of like done to attract this like racist white right-wing audience and trigger that kind of reaction. Had a bar that said I refuse to be ashamed because of my pretty blue eyes, and I tweeted that he might be the stupidest rapper of all time, and we went back and forth. We went at it, and I was gonna get him on a documentary. So when I asked, I said, I agree with you, because he said it creates conversation. I said, I agree with you, it creates conversation. Cool. But yeah, just to show that I got a whole history of this. And since all these trolls are getting mad with me and they're loving my social justice warrior reacts to, I thought, while we're at it, I'm going to react to some of his other videos. And let's start back with this one, because I don't think I ever listened to it again after that. Sam Gregory said, Tom MacDonald probably owns a shed. I guarantee you he owns a shed, man. There's probably all sorts of mad. His shed needs to be way more under observation than even Legs MC, Sheds MC, and even any of the rest of them. You know what I'm saying? That's a madness. It's a long line of let me trigger anti-racist people videos and songs he's done. So here's White Boy with Tom MacDonald crying about how hard it is to be white. Tom Lowry said, Tom's comments are bringing back someone else's vibes. He said a name that I don't say anymore. And the thing is, yeah, Tom, like when I first heard this song, I was like, remember back then we were saying like, this is going to get worse. Someone's going to go all the way and try and be big with this. I knew it was coming. But anyway, let's see this White Boy song.
I cannot feel guilty for that I didn't do, but I can understand the reasons why you think that I should. Yeah, I'm white, but I never put your neck in no...
Opening line. Straight from the opening. Yeah? There are certain things when you study racism that are just the typical things racists always say, and people that don't understand or want to understand racism and the system of white supremacy. They all say, oh, but I didn't do it. I didn't do that. Even when I was young, that was like kind of how we were taught to think and speak as white people. I probably said that when I was a kid as well. And then I got to an age and met people and learned. I thought, oh, no, that's not actually it. They're more worried about the idea that you're being told to be ashamed than they are with actually like doing anything to fix anything or to, make things right. And they think, what it does is it completely undermines and dismisses the concept of white privilege. And again, these guys, these guys' things only work when they deny white privilege and white supremacy exists. Because at the end of the day, you are still benefiting from that system. And I think eventually Tom MacDonald even done a song where he acknowledged that. But again, he's just such a grifter. He's just whatever, clickbait. You know what I'm saying? But straight away, he is undermining the system of racism. Yeah, just keep it to simple words. That benefits him in his life every day, and going to typical, like, obvious things that racists always say. I didn't do it. I shouldn't feel guilty. And what that really shows to me is you do feel guilty. You do have guilt, yeah? Probably more than I do. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm able to sit and have the conversation about it, and also say, if I do feel guilt, maybe that's justified. Maybe that's understandable. And maybe I should, and that doesn't mean I'm a horrible person. Or, yeah, cool. I was born into this situation, but I was born into it, so let's address it. Comments quickly just before Sam Gregory just said he remembers this. This is possibly worse than the Shapiro one. Yeah, I'm sure it is, because this is where it all started. You know what I'm saying? The Shapiro one is like, Shapiro one's interesting because it's an attack on rap music with a racist, like a known racist on the song. Like, that's mad. You know what I'm saying? But this is his white victimhood bullshit, like, starting point.
I cannot feel guilty for that I didn't do, but I can understand the reasons why you think that I should. Yeah, I'm white, but I never put your neck in no noose, and I never burnt a cross or hit my face with a hood. You can't just label me racist because I'm related to people who did some...
And even then, when he says put your neck in a noose, it's like he's like, the fact you're able to say something so horrific, so calmly, and he knows it. He knows, like, it's even in the artistic vision of the video. The way the other guy, who's probably supposed to be the white liberal, popped his head up like, oh my God, how can you say that? Because actually, you know, there's things online, it's like trigger warning. You don't just go out and say mad things like that out of the blue. Do you know what I'm saying? It's completely fucking wild. Retro said agree, the signs are early and see it all the time, yeah. And now I can tell he's going on to the same thing because I'm related to blah blah blah.
Terrible way back before I was alive. My parents brought me up to treat everyone as an equal. I refuse to feel ashamed because of my pretty blue eyes. And not.
And that was the line. Nobody ever in the history of humanity and the world has told anyone to be ashamed for pretty blue eyes. Someone else, because I shared this screenshot earlier of that lyric, and someone else pointed out that actually black people can have babies with blue eyes. So how about that part? But no one's ever told anyone to be ashamed to be white. No one has said be ashamed to be white. Yeah, we might say there might be a level of be ashamed for these things that happen and let's do something about it. Yeah, and again, that's because it still impacts the world today. Yeah, the transatlantic slave trade still impacts the world today. Yeah, America, that was built on that. The racism still going on in America today, like it's all still a part of your daily life. In the UK, it's still part of our daily life. In the UK, up to 2015, the year 2015, is when we, the taxpayer, finished off paying the loans from the banks that paid slave owners compensation for loss of property when they ended the slave trade. Yeah? So what's that? Less than 10 years ago. Less than 10 years ago. So even black people living, who are like citizens of this country, working and paying taxes, were paying back those slave owners, yeah, compensation. But yet there's been no reparations for black people and descendants who experienced that and how it's impacted them. So no, bruv. This is still very real. It's still impacting them all the time. Gleam said he would say he has black friends, but he found he has the same number that Rishi has, working class mates. Yeah. Look, man, I'm not even letting this song get far. Straight away, it's just setting me off on a tangent. And I'm saying, like, this is absolutely wild, man.
White supremacist. Anyone who labels me as that because of my family genetics. The hatred for Caucasians is so pathetic. Go be proud that you're black, but don't hate me for some credit. I'm not the white devil, neo-Nazi, cop trying to pull the trigger. You can call me what you want, but I'd still never say the white race as a whole ain't the enemy.
So why do you feel the need? You'll never say the N-word, so why do you feel the need to make it into this, like, oh, you know, like, it's like the artistic vision of this, even the little nuances of it, all of it is like literally aimed to make people who feel angry about racism hurt. It's literally trying to hurt people.
There's racist white people, but we're far from that collectively.
White boy, don't say that. White boy, oh you so bad. White boy, you wish you were black. White boy, dear white boy. White boy, white noise. I can't say it with my white voice. White boys, white lies. Don't tell me how to see it through my white eyes.
If a black man is sipping on some.
No, that chorus was hilarious, yo. That chorus was hilarious. I don't get it, man. I'll tell you something else. I've never understood this like white boy complex from white rappers, even in the UK. Oh yeah, even though I'm a white boy, I think I probably had 1 or 2 bars like that early. Cause it's like a thing. It's like, but it was all in the mind. Like it was never, no one ever othered us. You know what I'm saying? Like no one ever was like, oh you know what I'm saying? Obviously, I don't know that his experience in America and all of that. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? You're privileged in every way in society, so get over it, man.
Some cognac sitting next to me. I don't assume that every black's favorite drink is Hennessy. I don't dislike Tanisha because her first name isn't Stephanie. Not only is that wrong, it's a waste of energy. Ivory or ebony, 45 or 17, we all bleed the same. Martin Luther King or Kennedy. They're angry, I'm reciting the facts. He's white and he raps and stole the culture right from the blacks. Okay, he's fire, but we lit the flame. He's siphoning gas. So this corny little honky man, the whitey is whack. You letting history perpetuate the hatred within, and then you paint me with the brush you painted slave owners with. Yeah.
White boy,
No, they didn't. No, they didn't. Like, who has ever done that to you? We're not even halfway through this video. Who has ever painted this idiot with the brush that they paint slave owners with? Or even just any of the average white American? Who's painted them with that? Nobody.
Oh, you so bad, white boy. You wish you were black, white boy. Dear white boy. White boy, white noise. I can't say with my white voice. White boys, white lies.
Look how angry he is.
I got a mother, a father, a sister, an auntie, an uncle, and a grandma that I picture when you're openly hating. And God willing, one day I'll have a kid of my own. I refuse to let you blindly hate my wife and my baby, so go ahead and hate the races. I pray for their extinction. If you want to hate the white people, just make the distinction between the ones who want the best for everyone regardless and the ones who build the system just to smother you with hardship. Stop before you say it. I know what you've been thinking. How's a straight white male in 2018? You're making me the villain by demonizing my race for things I didn't do and decisions I didn't make. No one that I call a friend has ever owned a slave, and neither did our dads or our dads' dads. Sakes, acknowledging atrocities were wrongly committed is all that I can offer while I'm wrongly convicted. I would never hate a man for what God gave him in pigments, and I would never plot against.
It's like he's just repeating the same thing over and over again, man. He's not actually even saying anything. Like, I would never, everybody's the same. Like, shut up, man.
Against him just because he is different. I would never judge a human for the cards he was given or call him lesser than myself because of the race that he's mixed with. White people that you hate aren't your neighbors or lawyers. They're the Rockefellers, Rothschilds, Bushes, and Boyers.
Who hates white
They're the
people,
who monopolized the water and oil and injected your communities with drugs that they spoiled. Got no patience for Nazis. I think they're better off dead. They'll fighting hatred with hatred, making the hate more intense. I don't want nothing to do with either side of the fence, so don't blindly attack me for wearing braids on my head. Hate the people who believe you put yourselves in the ghetto. Hate the ones who teach their children you ain't cause they said so. Hate the ones who think you're all the same and judge you profusely cause the way that you're portrayed on our news and in movies. Being white and being racist aren't the same, man, I promise. No, it's hard to tell the difference if I'm just being honest. I deserve the chance to show you I'm not part of the problem, and you owe it to yourselves. We got so much in common.
You are part of the problem. Like, you are very, very much part of the problem.
White boy, don't say that. White boy, oh you so bad. White boy, you wish you were black. White boy, dear white boy.
There we have it. Tom MacDonald, white boy. Pathetic, man. Like, literally pathetic. Playing victim. Do you know what these guys all love to say? They love to say that women, black people, anyone who talks about any inequality are playing victim. That's what they always like to say. And here they are, doing exactly what they claim. Oh my God, poor me, poor me. He called me a white boy and said I think I'm black. Poor me, poor me. You ain't never had to experience nothing, you mug. You know what I'm saying? Tom MacDonald makes himself a bigger part of the problem with every word. Yes, in the comments. And then enough props. David Icke for rap on loop. Can't you make the technical issue come back? I don't want to listen to this anymore. It's so cringe. It's awful.